What is camp worth? What is a new group of friends worth? What is getting to try something new worth? What is exploring God's creation worth? What is hearing the good news of Jesus worth? In 1958, Reverend Willard Heck founded New Life Ranch with the mission to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ and equip believers for ministry. From the beginning, he never wanted finances to get in the way of kids having the opportunity to come to camp and experience the love of Jesus. At first, kids who memorized a certain number of verses received a scholarship to be able to attend camp. Then, in December of 1963, he founded the Needy Children's Program, writing in his journal, "We all agree that now is the time to begin a Needy Children's Program, and by faith ask the Lord to meet the bills. There are so many boys and girls in spiritual need who the Lord could reach through the NLR summer program." 30 years later, in 1993, Lena Blackwell, the wife of Randy Blackwell, executive director of New Life Ranch from 1979 to 1998, wrote, "We rejoice that gifts earmarked for scholarships enabled us to award $10,190 in scholarships to campers who could not have come otherwise." When David Jaquist became executive director in 1998, he approached the board of directors about making a concerted effort to grow the amount of scholarships New Life Ranch was awarding each year.
I talked to the board about expanding the scholarships. It was not real expensive to come to New Life Ranch, but for some people it was real expensive. And as we were talking about it, it was, again, an easy sell. They agreed with that. One of the things that I said, I don't want to ever stand before Jesus and say, I didn't let Susie come to camp because her parents didn't have enough money. And nobody else wanted to say that either. So we wanted to make it where Susie could come to camp.
In Matthew 19:14, Jesus says, "Let the children come to me. Do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." This verse captured the heart of NLR's desire to allow every kid to come to camp, and the scholarship fund was renamed to the Mission 1914 Camper Scholarship Fund. From 1958 until David Jaquist became executive director in 1998, New Life Ranch awarded $500,000 in scholarships. After his push to grow the fund, in the last 25 years, NLR has awarded nearly $6.5 million in scholarships to thousands of campers. So what is camp worth? We'll let these campers and families tell you.
So I think it's important for kids to come to camp because you get to learn about God. That's the most important thing.
New Life Ranch, it gives me a marvelous feeling of being outdoors, enjoying what God gave us, and being with Him in New Life Ranch. Like, there's nothing I don't look forward to.
The counselors, the kids, stuff he gets to do, stuff he learns. He comes back and he's on fire for God.
When they talk, I really take it to heart and I think about it.
Well, summer camp's usually like the highlight of my summer.
I've learned more about God. I can tell my parents, and then I can tell my little brothers, and I can tell everybody at home.
In this place, and you just, I don't know, it's just something clicks, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm safe, it's gonna be okay. And I think it's because of the fact that you're going to chapel every day, you're talking to God every day.
The most important thing I've taken away from summer camp this past few years would probably be that God loves me no matter what.
I used to not to believe things that people had told me about God, and then just like a whole bunch of people were working through me with it, and it started to make more sense.
Coming here for 3 years taught me a lot and taught me how to have peace. Like, scholarships helped me a lot throughout the 3 years because my family struggled to get money. That first year I applied and I got it. I got the scholarship and I was really happy.
So many generous donors have made this possible. and the eternal impact of those donations made to the Mission 1914 Camper Scholarship Fund cannot be overstated. Kids who otherwise might not have been able to come to camp were given that chance. They made lifelong friends, experienced the beauty of God's creation, and felt the love of caring counselors. But most importantly, they heard the gospel of Jesus Christ, some for the very first time.
I would just say to people who think about contributing to New Life Ranch, or maybe have in the past and maybe considering it again, you can think of the Haas family. You can think of families like us that are in the community that would love to give our kids the experience at camp, if at all possible, but that sometimes we're not quite able to, and that you could make the difference in them going to camp and having a great summer, growing spiritually, and just all the development that happens. We have benefited so much, and God has used New Life Ranch and our family in big, big ways.